Lolcow, a term used to describe a person or a group of people that are being a butt of the joke, where there are celebrities, a sports team, and especially an internet personality. The most common lolcows I have the displeasure of seeing were people like Wings of Redemption.
Look here! Look, listen! Appearing offline does not fucking stop it, so stop giving fucking advice you know nothing about. I'm banning anybody trying to give me advice. Real talk.
Low tier God.
As simple as that. You can call me a bitch online all you want, but in real life, this isn't a fucking game. As simple as that. You say it to my face right now.
Alright.
Darkside Phil.
This person, Be Awesome One, who is a troll, a known troll. This person trolls me in my stream chat all the time, comes in, says nasty shit. If you look at this guy's, social footprint on the internet, he's a sociopath. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't explain it. If you look at the guy, he's a sociopath, okay?
And of course, the patient zero herself, Christian.
I'm working on it! Get in there and start. I'm working on it! Let me do this stupid video so I can tell everybody at my command to help me get everything off the internet about our house!
Every community have at least one lolcow, and let me tell you, Object Show community definitely has some interesting ones. I've already talked about Lego Boy's antics in my very first review. However, there's still one person that has been a massive laughingstock in this community. Someone who has been a massive pain in the ass for everyone. I'm talking about Friesfan7844. Now, he hasn't done anything bad as Lego, or done anything cancelable, but throughout his time as a content creator, especially in 2013, he has done very heinous things in this community. And I'm not talking about ruining someone else's show, or stealing NOC. There is a bigger rabbit hole that I haven't covered yet. Until today. Because here I am presenting you the legacy of Friesfan. If you search for Friesfan's nickname on YouTube search, you will see a lot of camp videos. That is because he tried to sign up to as many camps as possible. This is how he started out in this community. You could say that he was obsessed with camps. Too obsessed to say the least. The biggest case of it occurred when he decided to join Battle for Gold Palace as a debuter. Back in the days, debuting in camps worked like debuting in actual BFDI, meaning it was a popularity vote. It was a terrible practice which likely has been toned down. Either way, Friesfan decided to find a loophole, aka using multiple accounts in order to vote himself so he can join the competition. Sounds like a good idea, however, people quickly caught up to this news, mostly because those accounts had a 7844 at the end. Yeah, you will find out in this video that Friesfan is not the smartest person in the community. This resulted in him getting kicked out of multiple camps, such as BFD IIA by the Awesome Yellow, Battle for K Kingdom by Bucket, but then he rejoined because we preferred soy for him, and finally he got devoured in Battle for Gold Palace. Literally. But that's not the end of BFGP, because Friesfan decided to make his own camps that use the exact same cast and exact same icons as BFGP. And after one of the contestants recommended to credit Salaman's Jacket Jeans, the original creator, he kicked him out of the camp. After he got called out, he stopped rigging games. For now. And he decided to make his own camp called OFFVI. I don't know what that means. It was bad. Not just from a technical standpoint, but also from the challenge standpoint as well, as almost every challenge was luck based. Does anyone really want to participate in a camp where your fate is decided by a roll of a die? Again, thank goodness, all the camps have improved so much these days.
You think just because I'm a remote I can't be any blackish color? Well, you are mean and that's pretty offensive.
Oh boy, we're talking about objects at war again. If you saw my previous video, you already know my feelings about this show. But for those who haven't, here's a quick version. Objects at War was an object show by Tom Erickson that was infamous for having a non-competition style story in it. And I want to clarify something. This show wasn't bad because it was more story driven, but because it revolved about the blandest character of all time and the massive screen time hogger, Bone, which happens to be Friesfan's OC. Kind of. I've mentioned that Bone was stolen OC from TOP, and I admit it. I was wrong. Sort of. Bone was originally meant to be on his older show called Awesome Object Opposition.
What is it? You were in Awesome Object Opposition? It was cancelled, so I thought I could join.
But the character was recommended by Jukairo241. How do I know this? Because my dumbass missed Objects War wiki, which has a lot of details I should have included. Such as the fact that Friesfan recommended 9 characters. That's almost half of the cast. Some people might claim that this might be bogus. However, look at the person who edited this wiki. We're hearing this from the horse's mouth itself. This page also has the full response by Theop regarding this whole drama.
If you've ever heard of him before, you probably know that he's obsessed with his OC Bone. He tries to get Bone in as many object shows as he can, which isn't very good when it comes to originality since we don't want the same character in every show. He makes a huge fit when things don't go his way, i.e. someone signed up for Bone first or Bone didn't debut. In my old show I was going to make Bone lined up for that show. Well, the video is long gone now, so I don't know who recommended Bone to be anew. But Jukaro241 informed me that he was the one who suggested Bone, and I trust him. So from this information I can conclude that Friesfan stole Bone from me after noticing him in my show. I cancelled my object show, so that really meant nothing to me other than I was kinda annoyed he didn't ask me. Recently I've discovered that along with Mewtwo's pet wolf, Friesfan has stolen more than just Bone from me. The character's target and toilet paper were stolen too. And what's even worse, he used the bodies that Groink made for me without credit from anyone.
As it turns out, Bone wasn't the only character he stole. He also stole Target and toilet paper with Australian accent. Not only that, but he also stole the assets that were made by Groink, as in AIB Groink, without even crediting him. TOP also talks about the drama in BFGP I mentioned before, as well as the fact that Friesfan hates him and wants him out of every camp he's in. That is a lot of hate. There are still more stuff on this response, but I will talk about it later in the video. You would think that after hearing all of this nonsense, Dom would try to remove Friesfan from the position of the co-creator. Yes, he was ranked this high, and at least try to get different characters. But nope, Dom decided to say that everyone calling him out were wrong, and said that they are protecting Fries as he's a nice guy. Until the episode 3, when they told him to fuck off. You know what's the best part of this drama was? Those videos by Chiroki Uraka. In the first video called 2 Messages, he told Friesfan that he's going to ban him and beat him up 5,000 times. And then asking why there's so much bullying happening. And then the next one he has a chainsaw and friends to kill Friesfan, along with Naomi, SpongeBob, and the guy that faked cancer. But can you believe that this is not the only show he co-produced? He was also working on other quite popular show back in the days, Objectland. After rewatching it, Objectland was mid. Nothing too special, but also nothing terrible. Sure, it had a lot of character assets straight from other popular shows, but at least it shows some promise in episode 1.
Amazing! I am more than amazing! How dare you! Ketchup! No one touches my BFF!
Episode 2 came out a month later, where it featured this iconic scene. To this point, I was kind of enjoying this show, until the ending, where I saw Yo-Yo coming out of the bush.
What was that? Hello? Is anybody there? Oh. Yo-Yo, guys. I'm Yo-Yo. What's up?
It wasn't really a scary skin as it was presented. No. It was scary because of the credit scenes. Storm hired Friesfan as a co-producer and put his characters in. Immediately, I thought that he's going to be an annoying brat that tries to join the competition, but he's denied by the host. Kind of like Red Spider in Challenge to Win.
Really?
Yay! 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 Yay!
Ah, because of that you will not join.
Oh, come on!
I was half right. Yo-Yo is an annoying little shit, but he joined the competition because... I don't know, because the producer said so. I know people working on certain object shows want their OCs to make an appearance, but to debut after episode 2? What is this, Object Terror?
But before we get to that, I would like to introduce 5 new contestants. Wait, 5 new contestants? Yep. Okay, does anyone have a rope or a gun?
And before anyone mentions my characters being in Next Up Thingy, A. Retro asked if he wanted my OCs to be in the show, and B. Decision was done before the episode 1 was in production. One positive thing I can say though is that at least Fries went with a different character and not Bone. But how are the episodes 3 and 4? Did Fries make them any better? Well, for starter, episode 3 has this disfigured human being that represents his dorm. Why does every show with Fries in it has the most disturbing looking humans? Anyways, he puts them in and he will join a team that will win the eating competition.
How about we just carry on as normal? Let's make him a contestant. The winning team of this challenge can have him. Ugh. Fine. Let's just go to the elimination.
You can tell this was going to be a Yo-Yo centered episode, as the majority of the time is spent on this rounded fuck. He even shows off his ugly face during the eliminations, like, fuck off man. What about the eating contest though? It starts off alright as they are actually eating food, but then they are forced to eat hot rocks. And for some reason, Tak won a point for his team despite not eating anything.
Is this what it feels like to be a hot potato? 1-1. So the next round is the ultimate decider.
Surely the final round is not going to be this bad.
Cow manure, and yes, I came up with that. Thank you very much.
Did he say it cow manure? As in cow shit? They have to eat the cow shit! Of all million possible things to eat, why in the mother of fuck you decide to go with cow shit? And Bowling Ball's actually eating it! And enjoying it! Why does every show I review has some weird fetish in it? And the best part is, Bowling Ball still lost for his team because he was scared of the spider.
Oh, I guess that's point Team Lollipop, meaning we have a winner!
If that doesn't scream Friesfan writing, then I don't know what. So pretty much episode 3 was a cow manure of the series. I think don't realize this mistake because episode 4 is a lot better. Not saying that episode was any good, but considering that episode 3 featured the creation of 2 girls 1 cup, the bar was set really low. It starts off with Yo-Yo being a bellend. It's like every time we see him, he gets dumber and dumber. In episode 2, he spoke without any issues.
Hello guys, I'm Yo-Yo.
In episode 3, he spoke like he just learned how to talk.
Who are you like calling? Ew, don't speak to me, you freak.
And now,
Oh, nothing, just staring at grass.
he likes grass. I mean, really likes grass. To the point of consuming it.
What are you doing?
It's very hard to pinpoint his personality. One time he talks like a cool guy, and the other times he talks like a guy who has to go to the nurse because he shoved crayons up his nose. Elimination time, and oh boy, the quality of it degraded. We don't even get to see the votes. Not like it mattered though, because despite Balloon getting the most votes, she decided to cry, and instead of ejecting her, the host lets her cry to the point that British toilet paper decided to quit the game to save her useless ass.
No, I can't stand to see her like this. I mean, she did nothing wrong. What do I do? I volunteer myself to be eliminated.
Well, if that's okay with Balloon, I'd be happy to make an exception.
Yes. Thank you.
Nothing wrong with the twist elimination, but we already seen it on episode 2. And it was executed much better, because Lollipop abuses the system. These two twats haven't interacted with each other, and now he feels sorry for her, and he volunteers to be eliminated. Voting in 2 out of the 3 eliminations has been voided, for no reason at all. Up to the next challenge, Scavenger Hunt, aka buying shit for Emerald. Oh, so this is where object players got the idea. Contestants have to buy a book, a living crab, dancing flower, a vibrator, and fedora. Yeah, I wish. One thing I have to give to Dorm is audio mixing in this scene. It actually sounds like characters interact with each other without awkward pauses.
What does this say? Stupid.
Oh yeah, that word. It's, hold on. It's auto buy. I heard it for I think it's autobiography.
Yeah, right. That okay.
Sadly, the dialogue is that of the bad newspaper comic. Purple team decided to go to the mall as it was nearby, and Gabble wanted to go as well, but then Yo-Yo interjected with casual sexism.
No, that'll take too long. Trust a girl to think of a bad tactic.
He thinks it would be much faster to order it from the internet.
It'll be much faster if we use G-Bay. Now, somebody get me to a computer. Pronto.
First of all, it takes at least a day to get your product delivered, meaning it will be more beneficial to get it to the mall. That's pretty much empty. Second, this dumb fuck ate grass a few minutes ago. Anything he says or suggested should be automatically discarded.
Excuse me, do you have any carps?
Yep, in the back.
What is up with Sam appearing on object shows produced by Friesfan? Team Lollipop snuck into the producer's office and bought all the stuff within the seconds, and even with the free shipping.
And done. It should arrive in about an hour. Plus, free shipping!
I want a free shipping on the same day delivery. Which is what I would say if it didn't take all day to deliver the garbage. And the best part is, they got the wrong products, being that they are up for elimination. And then, show was cancelled. I'm not saying that Friesfan's production was so bad that it killed off yet another show with potential, but he kinda did. And again, it all went downhill from the ending of episode 2. The show was eventually rebooted without Fries's fan, but sadly only had 1 episode. I wonder what Dorm is doing these days. Oh, for fuck's sake!
You're in big trouble though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
Fries for the most time got his characters on the show that he co-produced. But what about shows that he wasn't working on? Well, that's where the Object Battles comes in. Not to be confused with Super Object Battle. Teopi mentions that Bond is his go-to character that he recommends for almost every show, and that would be kind of silly to see him in every Object show. Thankfully he stopped recommending him after being toward the new one, but then he made 5,000 new fucking OCs. I'm not going to talk about the show itself that much, as there's nothing really noteworthy on it. It is an okay PowerPoint show at best, but it is amazing how far the PowerPoint shows went from this to this. Not even a minute of the publication of the episode, and he already recommended the character, Braces, or Braces in this case. And even better, he assumed that the creator stole his OCs Goat and Black Chess. That is rich coming from the guy that stole at least 3 characters. And no, he hadn't used any of these characters before. Then he followed up with Yarn and Yo-Yo, aka characters that were already in object shows. Then he had 3 more OCs with Cowboy Hat, Digital Clock, and Boney. And rounded up with Gong, Skull, and Pom Pom. Speaking of the devil, he actually recommended her for Battle for Food. She did virtually nothing and got eliminated in episode 5, which resulted in Fries fans getting upset. As for Battle for Food...
sounds fair to me.
That'll be a video for another day. Moving on, he recommends even more rubbish, and I don't even know what the fuck the Knebet is. And finally, in episode 6, we have a debuter voting, where his OC, Braces, joins the voting. That works in the same way as the BFDI debuting voting. Friesfan was desperate on getting her on the show. So desperate, he made the video asking his viewers to vote her in, which explains why she received so many votes despite not saying anything. This is what people would refer to as rigging votes. Of course, he didn't care and told everyone to cry. The issue was addressed in the next episode, where the host stated that the video brought a lot of votes, but also a lot of hate towards him. Here is B and J telling that Friesfan is being dumbass. People also said that his recommended characters get on many shows, but I can only think of like 4. If you know any more, let me know in the comments. Despite that, Dresses still made it in, as it gave show a lot of popularity. Thankfully, a runner-up Oreo also debuted. As for the first challenge, she did nothing, and was up for elimination. And of course, Fries made a video about it. Thankfully, viewers had none of it and decided to vote this useless pile of metal out of the competition. Even Thor told him to cut his shit, which resulted in the biggest ratio in this show, as almost half of the votes were for Bresses, which resulted in Friesfan threatening that 41 people are going to pay. For what? I don't know. However, in episode 9 they announced the rejoining, with Bresses included. She made it to the final 2, until she only received 9 votes, while Grapes got 10. Fries took it well, and by that I mean he accused the creator of miscounting the votes, which actually happened, meaning that in episode 11, Bresses returned, and we have another reason why Friesfan is a piece of shit. She sadly received an immunity, meaning that she will be in episode 12, where he made fun of the show for having a Minecraft challenge. I want you all to keep that comment in mind. Then episode 13 came in, which was the last time we saw Bresses as she got booted one more time. You know what's funny? There's so much going on with this character, yet it has nothing to do with the show itself, as she only has like 3 lines at most. Bresses, as well as the object battle, will always be known due to Friesfan rigging the votes. Twice. And him crying out about being voted out by the majority of the viewers. I feel really bad for the creator. He made us all show wanting everyone to enjoy it, and then Fries came in and make himself the center of the attention.
Medal and bookmark are full elimination. Vote now!
To recap it so far, Friesfan made 2 awful camps, one of which features stolen assets. He recommended shitload of characters, all of them bland as dirt. He co-produced 2 object shows, which he ran to the ground. And he's notable for rigging votes. What happened if you mix all of this together? You get the World of the Objects, probably the worst PowerPoint shows I have ever seen. Disclosure, I don't have all of the episodes due to Fries removing all of his videos. The first season has been released on 8th of August 2013, after he got kicked out of Objects at War crew due to Bond controversy. If you think that he would learn something about making object shows, then you clearly haven't seen what he has done to Objectland, which was released much later. But those were someone else's show. Some of the stuff has to be filtered for the creators. Now he's by himself, so we can see his creativity rise and shine, and I'm sorry, I can't keep this straight face. It's literally first 10 seconds, and I already see 2 reasons why this show is such dog shit. First one, spelling. Yes, Friesfan is from Denmark, so his English is not perfect, but he uses PowerPoint, which should have autocorrect featured, especially for the word like character, which he uses everywhere. And it's not like one misspelled word, there's a lot of them in every episode, such as missile, gonna, and everyone's favorite, nunchaku. All of these mistakes were made within the first minute. Second big issue that I've noticed were poses. He recycled the exact same pose throughout the whole episode. Granted, he changed some of them in the future episodes, but that resulted in using these poses and reusing them over and over again. I find it funny that the person that called TOP lazy for having the Minecraft shots have a show where he copy and paste the same pose for majority of its existence. You might say that he was rushing through this show to get over with. And you're right, because second season was released on 19th of December 2013, a month and a half after the first episode. You can tell the quality of the show was getting worse by each passing episode. Each episode follows the same formula. Small character interaction that leads to nothing, elimination, and the challenge lasts about 10 seconds. How low effort can your object show be? So he went through this into the season 2, and I'm actually impressed by it. Because Friesfan made the season even worse. The same issue that happened in previous seasons are present here. Same character poses, same episode format, and the same speed of uploading new episodes. It was like watching Friesmart videos. We get to see shit pump up daily. But what made season 2 worse was the finale. I mean, the fact that Woto itself was the first show that has 2 finales is mind-boggling. Anyway, viewers were meant to vote for the winner between Banana, Bar Chart, and Nunchaku. And the winner was Banana, a character that didn't do anything at all, because it's a little fucking banana. Of course I was very suspicious of it, so I decided to take the matters into my own object hands and counted all the votes by myself. Since all the videos were nuked, I can't show you the full results, but I know for a fact that Nunchaku was the winner, while Banana was the runner-up. I know it's kind of hard to prove at this moment because all the evidence were removed, especially my DeviantArt post that I posted there, all the votes. However, there are multiple witnesses that saw that post and agree with the fact that nothing was off with the results. In other words, Fries once again rigged the competition. His excuse was that there were DM votes as well, which is fair, but that doesn't explain how Nunchaku lost all of his votes. This show was rigged. His camps were rigged. His characters joining other shows were rigged. His entire legacy will always be remembered by the fact that he's rigging the game. And make awful object shows. As for writing and characters, I wish I could say something about them, but this show gives me nothing. It's like an object shows with 20 bones in it. Bland and boring. The only entertaining part is Friesfan's spelling errors, but those are unintentionally funny. I'm putting the exact same effort in reviewing this show as Fries making it, which is none. There are a few stuff I haven't covered, mostly due to the fact that they are either false or because I didn't have enough information about it. For example, someone under the name of Friesfan7844 went into AIB's cruise chat and started spamming and annoying the shit out of them. Well, it turns out it wasn't Fries, despite the initial feeling. BFDI fanfic was also vandalized, and people blamed it on Fries for some reason. His excuse was that he was from Denmark, which doesn't really explain much, but I highly doubt that he would ever know how the wiki works. And of course, we have his other object show, Object Is. The fact that he can't even spell the word objects already tells you how bad this show was. Sadly, the only available footage of it is on Tardis's Twitter, where he posted the only available screen cap of it. I saw this show and I can confirm, it makes World of the Objects look like BFDI in comparison. After that, Friesfan didn't do much in this community. He tried to apply for various camps on DeviantArt, pick up fights with others, and then quietly disappeared, deleting everything from his channel, and changing his names to just Fries. Friesfan was definitely an interesting character, and despite what everyone thinks about it, he managed to get quite a lot of attention, and capitalized on it. He started off as a rigger of votes, in order to eat at the cool kids table, only to be sent to detention for pulling a fire alarm. He goes on to co-produce 2 object shows with potentials, only to ruin their projects. And then try to get his own characters on different shows, only for them to be laughed at and eliminated in an instant. And rigging votes, of course. And the cherry on top, World of the Objects. Friesfan is by no means the worst person in this community. I mean, it is very hard to achieve this at this point. However, he did leave behind a legacy of failure, lies, and some of the worst object shows in this community. At least he's not the groomer.
Get out of my head! Are you talking to me, man?